The Christmas Pig, Chapter 38. The City Gates. They walked for hours along the train tracks towards the horizon and saw nothing ahead except more snow-covered ground and the tracks stretching into the distance. Jack kept glancing up at the painted sky. The Christmas Pig had said that a day here was an hour above in the land of the living, and Jack couldn't help thinking about poems warning that they had to leave the land of the lost before Christmas Eve ended. The idea of being trapped down here forever, waiting for the loser to catch him, was dreadful. But Jack was certain that if he found DP, then DP would make everything all right, just as he'd always done. So he kept walking as fast as he could along the train tracks, following the Christmas Pig. The painted sun high above them slid slowly across the wooden sky and began to descend into more dark cloud. It started to snow again. At last, the Christmas Pig stopped, his trotter shading his little black eyes. "Jack, can you see something?" he whispered. "Something sparkling?" Jack peered toward the horizon. Sure enough, in the far distance, he could see something glittering. "Is it the sea?" he asked. They walked a little farther, and soon the misty outlines of a beautiful walled city took shape. They could see turrets and spires, and the golden roof of what looked like a palace. At last, they got near enough to make out a pair of golden gates on the city wall. They were engraved with the same vines and flowers as the golden door back in Mustlade. Now the train tracks were joined by a second set, which arrived from a different direction. Jack guessed the second tracks came directly from the Mustlade, carrying the things that had gone through the golden door. The Christmas Pig held out a warning trotter. "Lost adjusters," he whispered. Sure enough, a dagger, a nail file, and a fierce-looking nutcracker were marching up and down in front of the gates. These lost adjusters were wearing the fanciest black hats Jack had yet seen, tall helmets with long black feathers sticking out of them, while the elves on the hats were made of gold. Jack, the Christmas Pig, and Blue Bunny crouched down out of sight behind another clump of thistles, the snow settling on their heads and shoulders as they stared at the gates, trying to think of a plan. "Perhaps," Jack whispered, "if we wait until the train comes along, we can jump onto the back of it." "It'll be going too fast," said the Christmas Pig. "You'd get injured." "Wait, you're trying to get in?" asked Blue Bunny in amazement. Jack nodded. "They'll never let you," said Blue Bunny. "We're surplus. We don't belong in such a fine place as that. That's where the things that are truly must go." "There's nothing very special about those gates," said the Christmas Pig, ignoring the Blue Bunny. "They seem quite ordinary. It's the lost adjusters who are the problem. They'll grab us and hand us to the loser the moment we show ourselves. If only we had a decoy." "Do you just want to live in nice houses?" asked Blue Bunny. "Or is there another reason you want to get in?" "Yes," said Jack, before the Christmas Pig could stop him. "Somebody I need's in there. He's called DP, and he's my favorite cuddly toy." For a long moment, Jack and Blue Bunny stared into each other's eyes, and then Blue Bunny let out a long sigh of amazement. "You're a boy," he whispered. "You're real." "He isn't," said the panic-stricken Christmas Pig. "He's an action figure called—" "It's all right, Pig," said the Blue Bunny. "I won't tell anybody. I promise." "You really came all the way into the land of the lost to find your favorite toy?" he asked Jack, who nodded. Then I'll be your decoy, said the blue bunny. It would be an honor. And before either Jack and the Christmas pig could stop him, the blue bunny scrambled out from their hiding place and gamboled right over to the lost adjusters, who all stopped marching up and down and stared at him. "Hello there," said the blue bunny. "Please, could I come and live in your city?" "Don't be stupid," sneered the dagger, threatening to jab the bunny. Blue Bunny scampered away a short distance and tried again. "Please let me in. I can do tricks." He tried to turn a somersault, but landed on his head, which crumpled his ears. The lost adjusters jeered, but they didn't even bother to chase him away. Just then, there were several loud bangs over their heads. Everybody, Jack and the Christmas pig, Blue Bunny, and the lost adjusters looked up. It sounded as though a gigantic ball was bouncing across the high, painted ceiling. This was the first time that Jack had heard a noise from the land of the living. There were very few finding holes over the waists of the unlamented, but it so happened that one of them lay directly overhead. Then, from a long, long way away, came a little girl's voice. She had an accent Jack didn't recognize. "My ball's gone over the hedge. It's in next door's garden. Squeeze through and get it, then, Jeannie," said a lady's voice. Jack, the Christmas pig, the lost adjusters, and Blue Bunny continued to stare up at the big hole in the wooden sky, across which footsteps now echoed. Then they heard the little girl's voice again, louder and clearer than before. "It landed in a flower bed. I'm glad they're not home." And then a golden shaft of light appeared and hit the little bunny, who stood transfixed, his mouth open, a wild hope gleaming in his dark eyes. "Mom," said the girl's voice, "I found a bunny, a blue bunny in the flower bed." The grubby blue bunny rose a few inches off the ground, tugged upward by the golden light. He looked around in amazement, clearly unable to believe what was happening. "Leave it where you found it, Jeannie," said the mothers far above them. "It'll belong to one of the boys." "It must have been here for ages and ages," said the little girl's voice. "It's all covered in mud." Blue Bunny rose a little higher in the shaft of golden light. Now he was hanging in mid-air. The three lost adjusters who were supposed to be guarding the gate were all so astonished to see what was happening that they walked forward to get a better view of the hole above them, trying to catch a glimpse of the girl odd enough to like a muddy blue bunny. "Mom, they've left him out here for weeks. They can't care about him. Please, can I—" "Jeannie, no, not if it belongs to one of the boys," said the mother's voice. Now the nutcracker, the nail file, and the dagger were standing right beneath the suspended bunny, clearly astounded that a thing so dirty and badly made might have a chance of being found. "Jack, now," whispered the Christmas pig. "Run!" "But it's our only chance," said the pig. "We can get through the gates while they're watching the bunny." So Jack got slowly to his feet, then dashed toward the glittering gates, and the Christmas pig followed, holding his tummy. Still the bunny hung, suspended in golden light, between the land of the living and the land of the lost, and the lost adjusters stood open-mouthed beneath him, gazing upward. "Please, Mom," said the little girl's voice. "Please let me keep him. We'll wash him and show him to the boys, and if they want him back, I'll give him to them." "They won't want me back," cried Blue Bunny in desperation. "Oh, take me, please take me. Let me be yours." But of course, neither the girl nor her mother could hear the bunny. "Look at his sweet little face, Mom," said the girl. Jack heard a tiny clink behind him. The Christmas pig had pushed open the golden gates. Jack slid through them, still looking back over his shoulder at the bunny. "Oh, all right," came the mother's voice, half amused, half exasperated. "I just hope it doesn't clog up the washing machine." And with a sudden whoosh, Blue Bunny was whipped through the hole and out of the land of the lost, but not before waving a single muddy paw at Jack, a look of bewildered joy on his face.